All right, check this story out. This was kind of an insane one. Assistant police chief accused of tracking female colleague with AirTag. Oh yeah, LAPD official accused of tracking woman with an AirTag.
A cop
Yeah.
decides to illegally place a tracker on another cop. Put up the picture full mass. This
Here
is
it
a
is.
hell of a story.
Check this out.
LAPD official accused of tracking a woman with AirTag.
AirTag.
Per the LA Times. Alfred Labrada on the left.
Alfred
a
Labrada.
once prominent figure in the LAPD has faced a rapid downfall, being demoted and recommended for firing within weeks.
Wow.
This came after allegations surfaced that he inappropriately monitored a female colleague with whom he had a romantic relationship. Labrada has since filed a claim against the LAPD, alleging a double standard by former Chief Michael Moore on the right for not taking similar action against another top police official involved with the same woman. Now, I want you to think about this. If he's saying that the chief did not take action and it was a similar circumstance, are you saying, sir, that both you and another cop put GPS trackers on one woman's car?
Wow.
Is that what you're saying? And the chief let one go, but held you accountable. That's the basis of your lawsuit. That's like saying, because one person got away with murder, I should get away with it as well. It's going to be an interesting argument because obviously if you did this, sir, you do not need to be a police officer. Here.
That's like one person say, hey, I stole a soda pop and a bag of chips. That's like someone say, well, he got with it. I should get away with it too. That's like double standard.
Period.
Yeah.
Labrada is among the highest ranking LAPD officers to publicly accuse leadership of favoritism and bias, and the case has sown division within the department. Put her up for a mass. March 5th, court filing. The one-time assistant chief again denied the allegations of LAPD officer Don Silva, who said he placed an Apple AirTag under the bumper of her car in order to track her movements while the couple was in the process of ending their romantic partnership. Labrada has accused Moore of violating his due process rights by publicly discussing the case before it was resolved. In February, Silva filed a lawsuit against the city citing sexual discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, attributing the end of her 6-year romance with Labrada to the toxicity of the relationship. She also claimed Labrada continued to message her despite his denial of her allegations during a press conference on October 7th, which he stated caused him significant emotional and physical distress. Now, Silva has sued the city, alleging the department officials failed to protect her from backlash after she accused Labrada. She also has a temporary restraining order against him, which a judge on Wednesday agreed to extend for another year. As a condition of the order, Labrada, the officer, is barred from possessing any firearms unless he meets certain conditions. In its response, the city attorney said it was unclear what adverse employment action Silva allegedly suffered. Quote, the LAPD undertook a prompt investigation into the allegations. The city wrote in a court filing, adding that, quote, corrective measures have been taken against Labrada. When a police investigation into the AirTag allegations, which stemmed from a report filed in September with San Bernardino County authorities, prosecutors declined to file criminal charges against Labrada, 53, citing insufficient evidence. Labrada was downgraded to his civil service rank of commander and remains relieved of duty pending the findings of an administrative panel that would determine whether he will be fired. That hearing has been rescheduled to later this year. Now, there's already double talk here. So one entity is saying insufficient evidence to prosecute, and then you have two other entities saying by way of their actions against Labrada that there's enough there in order to demote and potentially fire the cop who engaged in the alleged activity. So if they're able to clearly see there's a cause and effect relationship between his actions and the tracking of this colleague, the question becomes, why can't the prosecution see this as well? There's more. In his claim, Officer Labrada accused Moore, who retired at the end of February, but said he would continue working for the LAPD as a consultant, of leading a campaign to block his career advancement, saying his former boss felt threatened at a time when he faced criticism over a drop in morale and staffing shortages. Labrada also cited an alleged culture of cronyism at the LAPD under Moore that involved looking the other way when the chief's allies were accused of misconduct. Typically, this is called a regular ass police station.
It sure is.
All right. Labrada, put him up, accused Moore of covering up for another assistant chief, Jorge Villegas, who was caught by an LAPD surveillance squad engaged in a sex act in a car with Silva. Okay? That officer was being tailed for a prior allegation of driving under the influence. That officer was allowed to quietly retire soon after, whereas Moore very publicly announced Labrada's demotion before the criminal probe into the AirTag incident was completed. So that's what he's upset about. LAPD spokeswoman Captain Kelly Muniz said in a brief statement the department had investigated, quote, all allegations raised by this former assistant chief over the handling of the investigation, with oversight from the Inspector General's office, but she could not comment on any specific claims made in Labrada's filing. After the Times reported on Silva allegations last September, Labrada said Moore used that as pretext to remove him from his position of assistant chief. Moore then ordered him to a Board of Rights hearing indicating that the chief wanted to fire him. Those who operated within Moore's orbit had not been subjected to the same treatment in the past. Labrada also alleged anti-Latino bias, particularly in the department's higher ranks, while the LAPD is more than half Latino. Labrada pointed out a lack of representation within Moore's inner circle, alleging a pattern of practice of Moore promoting white men into positions at the expense of highly qualified Latinos. I understand that, Labrada, but did you put the damn AirTag on the car of your ex-lover? Did you do that part or not? All of these other things may be true. I'm not saying these truths cannot coexist. But if you decided to illegally surveil someone, you can understand why you would not be a good candidate for a high-ranking position in law enforcement. All right, Wosley, thoughts here.
You know, it's kind of crazy when you get caught red-handed in a wrongdoing, and your response isn't, all right, you got me, my bad. But no, this is what we do. We're allowed to do things that are messed up, unlawful, criminal even, and move on with our day. That's the culture of our department. And it just says everything you need to know about the general state of policing here in America, where LAPD, which has one of the worst reputations as far as police departments in America goes, which is like, it's hard to earn a reputation this horrific in the context of America, in the context of the deep freaking South, in the context of the NYPD, where I'm from, that these guys and gals could have a history of so much misconduct, and in 2024, they could have their stuff not sewn up in such a way that this stuff persists and the defiance persists from their officers in the sense that, no, this is what we do, and I should be allowed to carry on dangerous behaviors. We know when people are tracking their ex-lovers' movements without them knowing, this behavior is associated with.
You know, when people do shit like that, they're gonna track their ex-lover or it's like they can't get over. That's stalking. That's harassment. And that's just downright creepy right there.
Scarier stuff. People don't do this and then pop up on their ex-lovers with pumpkin pies, Dr. Richie. They do
chocolate
this
chip
and pop
cookies
up
and
on
milk.
their ex-lovers with violence in mind. And so just the idea that this
Yeah, it's like that. They're not going to show up to their ex-lover and say, hey, let me take you out to Denny's. No, they're going to show up and say, they're going to have the attitude like, if I can't hand you, nobody will. That's how stalkers and sinister that is.
behavior persists in the LAPD is scary, but it's not all that surprising, to be quite honest.
That's right. And listen, she obviously knew something because she found the tracker.
She sure
right?
did.
So she knew how they get down. Who in the hell looks for trackers? Right?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe an ex would that knows something's up, or somebody. Maybe she felt like somebody was stalking her like her ex. All right, man. Here's my job. Peace out.